Hey everyone, it's Emily, the Career Catalyst, and this week we have been talking resumes. So today we're going to talk about that old elephant in the room. I know people are going to tell you all the time, oh, everyone lies on their resumes. I'm going to tell you not to, and I'm going to tell you why. So this is a really common myth that's out there, and I think it just comes from a place of people feeling like they're really up against a lot of competition. And that's true. There's certainly a lot of competition, particularly now, but you still shouldn't lie on your resume because, first of all, you shouldn't be looking to get a job based on qualifications you don't actually have. If you have said, for example, that you are fluent in French, but in truth you speak basic conversational French, guess who is going to get tasked with opening up a new office in fancy ass business French? That's you. So don't lie for that, because you do need to protect yourself and to be really clear about what your skills are. The second reason not to lie on your resume is that there are so many examples I could tell you about people who've been found out for it. So I used to work at a local university here in Denver, and there was a story that made the rounds of someone who had lied about her education. And it wasn't someone that I had ever met, but a lot of the people I worked with did know her personally. And so she had claimed a degree that she didn't have. And the thing is, it was, I think, a second degree or perhaps an advanced degree. And she didn't actually need it to get her position. It probably gave her bonus points in the interview setup, but it wasn't something that she actually needed. And still, when it got found out, because it will, she got fired and has been effectively blackballed from the university system in Colorado. So it really just doesn't do you any favors as you're looking for new jobs. And then, of course, the other reason you don't want to lie on your resume is just that it's creepy and dishonest. And so you could absolutely keep things out of your resume that you don't want represented on there. That's totally fair. People do that all the time. I actually really encourage it. So for example, if you've had a job that you didn't enjoy, but it was 5 years ago, or you did a series of tasks that you don't want to repeat, those are absolutely fair to leave out of the resume. For a while, I was a newsletter editor for a professional organization, and I edited the newsletters in Publisher, Microsoft Publisher, which is not a program I like very much, and I never got very good at it, so I kept doing goofy things to the document, and it would suddenly, like, the text would flip upside down and things like that. And I just really didn't enjoy the process of it. So Publisher is not a skill set that I have listed on my resume. I do have the newsletter editing position listed, but just not the pieces of it that I didn't enjoy doing. So definitely do that. Also, definitely feel free to really highlight the things that are important. So if you are looking to get into something that you have experience in, but it was a few years ago, you can still put that towards the top. You can have it, for instance, in a summary section at the top of your resume. You can have a section that's something like relevant experience with a chronology in that section, or whatever makes sense to you. So do emphasize the things that are important to this job you're seeking, but just make sure that you're being honest. And again, that doesn't mean listing everything. You're absolutely welcome to eliminate things that you don't want a lot of attention on, but you're definitely going to talk honestly about the stuff that you can do. Now, that said, don't fail to really emphasize the interesting things that you do have. So list your basic conversational French, for example. You're just not going to call it fluent. And you can kind of gauge a lot of those things, things like language competency, on just your judgment. There are definitely language exams that you can pass, and if you've done that, you're absolutely welcome to note that, but do describe a little bit what it means. I have a lot of people who have passed the JLPT, which is the Japanese language proficiency test, and they'll put the level on there. It means nothing to anybody who's not in those particular circles. So you'll kind of define a little bit what that means, but again, don't lie. It's just a really creepy way to go about it, and it's just really ultimately not going to help you. And the worst outcome, of course, is that it will get you really barred from an industry that you would like to be in. Now, if the reason you're feeling tempted to lie on the resume is that there's so many qualifications listed on the job posting, don't freak yourself out. What you're going to do instead is you're going to reach out to places that hire people to do what you want, and begin some networking conversations. It's really often the case that the job postings that you see out there just ask for the moon. And it's not that every single person that they want to speak with actually needs to have those, but it's a way of weeding out some of the competition and a way of really trying to ensure that the applicants who are applying are truly qualified for the position. So if you have any questions about it, definitely let me know. But the upshot is, please don't lie on your resume. It doesn't do you any good, and it doesn't do the organization any good. All right, I hope you all have a fabulous weekend, and I will see you here next week.